They're recording.
All right, very good. So just want to make everybody aware that we do record these meetings. The recording officially started now. If anybody wants a copy of the recording after the meeting, just reach out to me or Mark Orca and we'll get you a copy. So just want to welcome everybody. Thanks again for joining us. This is, I believe, is our third user group meeting. We're going to start with Bill Ewell. He's going to give us a quick 911 update and welcome message.
Well, good morning, all. Thanks for joining. Clayton, I have to tell you, you run a popular meeting by the number of participants and the dings going up. I think you take the record here. Good for you. Everyone, welcome. I think just by the way they're still coming in, by the way folks are joining this call, just exemplifies how important this is to everyone. And I think it also shows me, at least, that what people can accomplish with some independent and creative thinking and the cooperation that we're all, by working together, what we're able to create. And it's just tremendous. And we thank you for your cooperation. Clayton asked me to just give a quick update. We have a lot of projects going on the 911 side, but I'll focus on one for this meeting. Some of you are aware, but we'll update everyone. And that's the fact that a couple of years ago, we applied for and won a federal grant to build out a backup PSAP in the state. And the intent of the grant was to expand next generation 911 nationally. Of course, we had already deployed NG, but part of the grant focused on training. And so our award was based on a training center and a backup PSAP, which we were granted. The intent is to build out in the CSP Academy in Meriden, a wing upstairs of that building, which is a tremendous piece of real estate, by the way, centrally located, a center that'll equip for up to 24 students in a state-of-the-art classroom. And then on the other side of a secure wall, we're going to have a PSAP, a working PSAP with 11 workstations in it. And the intent is that no matter which PSAP across the state might experience an extended shutdown for whatever reason and have to vacate, they now have a place to go. And we're hearing some really good feedback about that. It's a very complicated project, and I would be lying to you if I said to you that COVID did not set us back. It did. So we're a bit under the gun. We have to be fully complete and reimbursed by the feds by March of 22. So it's right around the corner, but we have a lot of work to do. Currently, the building is being renovated. The work for the contractor started in April. They have 4 months. So by the end of August, we should be ready, barring any problems, to start deploying equipment. So that'll give us the fall for deployment, testing, and our plan is to be done by March of next year and to start utilizing the center. So just want to give you a quick update. We believe it's for the benefit of all. And once we're all kind of back together, we know the training room will be, certainly a place where people can come to physically in person and not just virtual, and get hands-on training for use by all, not just state, but also municipalities and others. And we'll talk more about how we'll share that room and how usage will be part of the policy as we go forward. But just want to give you that quick update. I won't hold up the meeting for questions right now, but I believe there's Q&A at the end, or you can submit any questions you may have about the center to Clayton, and we'd be happy to answer those separately. But with that, again, I just can't thank you enough. This is clearly an unbelievable response to a tremendous project. So thank you to my staff, Clayton and team, for their coordination of this, and to all of you who are partners on the system. Thanks. Back to you, Clayton.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for the update. Just a quick housekeeping note. If you're not speaking, we just ask that you keep it on mute. We're going to start moving along the agenda. I think I mentioned the last time we met that we were hiring a new CTS engineer, and not to put him on the spot, we do have a new engineer by the name of Daniel Geary. He's been with us for a few months now, and he has hit the ground with both feet running. And I'm going to ask him to do a quick intro of himself, and if he wants to talk about some of the projects he's been working on. So can you all join me in welcoming Dan?
Hi, Clayton. It's Dan. I will trying to find where the, hey, there's the camera. Recently joined with CTS. I was temporarily deployed or temporarily assigned to CTS for about a year during COVID. So not really new, but new to the team. I have many years of public safety radio experience, building systems. I worked for a vendor before I came to the state, and happy to be on the team. Happy to help. Many of you have already met me or know me, which makes it easier for me. But happy to help. Lots of projects going on. It's hard to keep track of everything. But just yesterday brought a new user on the system. So I believe that's all I have. I will pass it back over to Clayton unless there's anything specific you would like me to talk about.
All right, no, I think that's good. Thanks for the introduction, Dan. And again, we're very much happy to have you as a member of our team, and you've been doing excellent work. And hopefully things will keep going the way they are. So I'm going to move into my update now. I don't want to take too much time because we do have a section at the end where we want to open it up to all of you for questions and hopefully answers. So I'm going to jump into my network update. So the interest in the state network grows almost daily as we continue to receive a steady stream of requests and inquiries from Connecticut municipalities and public safety entities. I'm getting an echo. So again, if you guys could just mute yourself. If you are not speaking, that would be very much appreciated. I think the echo is gone. All right. So as I was saying, so we continue to receive a steady stream of requests and inquiries from Connecticut municipalities and public safety entities. The network itself has greatly increased in size in the short time that I've been with DSET. Multiple sites, both state and municipal funded, have been added, enhancing our already robust coverage. We're in the process of adding more state and municipal partner funded sites. Our network is also growing in complexity too. The engineering team has established connections to several other networks that allow users to seamlessly roam from one to the other. The engineering team has also worked and continues to do so extremely hard to ensure most Project 25 compliant radios are able to function on our network. This is no easy task and requires an enormous amount of time working with each manufacturer and testing each radio to ensure that our first responders have that critical lifeline when they serve the residents and visitors to Connecticut. As most of you are aware, the radios and infrastructure have become very complex, and each update requires thorough testing by our engineering team. Given the number of manufacturers and radios, this takes a great deal of time, and as a result, I ask you all to be patient during this ongoing process. If each software and firmware update is not rigorously tested, the radios as well as the network may become compromised. And that said, I want to take this opportunity, and I wish we were all in one room together so we could give them a round of applause, but I want to take this opportunity to recognize all of the efforts by the engineering team that make it possible to share our network with each and every one of you. We'll do a virtual clap. And next, as I've mentioned in the past, we're hopeful that a recently submitted bond request recommended by the governor, it's making its way through the remainder of the approval process. Just a quick update on that. Between now and June 9th, the administration and legislature will negotiate a final package, which will become law July 1st, after which, hopefully, we'll be applying to the Bond Commission for action. If approved, we're going to ask for a small group of our users to assist us in establishing coverage standards that go beyond our current standard of 98% statewide mobile coverage. If any of you are interested in being part of our radio coverage standards subcommittee, please reach out to me by phone, text, email, whatever you prefer. That concludes my network update. And next on our agenda, Julie Gatson will be presenting a network control center update and provide you with some very interesting system stats.
Thank you, Clayton. And I'm just going to set this up for presentation. If you guys can just let me know once you see the screen successfully.
I can see it just fine.
Okay, perfect. So I'm here to present our NCC highlights and some system stats, just to keep everybody informed of what we've got going on. So in the last quarter in the control center, we've completed an MCM motion duct upgrade. What that application is used for is tracking all of the assets, radio assignments, and so forth. So basically every time you guys, any of the users are onboarding radios, we're utilizing this software to help us manage that vast number of subscribers. I don't have today's totals, but I believe by last check, we were over 17,000 subscribers. So as you can see, this is a lot to handle. And so we need great tools to do that. And so we're very, very thankful to have those. Scott Wright always takes good care in keeping his eye out for things that can help increase our efficiency and abilities in the control center to help improve the network. In addition, we were performing an upgrade to our Telenium network management system, our servers. What that system does is that's actually monitoring the doors, environmentals, power, the microwave systems, circuits throughout the CTS network. So that is a critical component for us. So the upgrade of these servers, again, helps with the efficiency. They've updated some of the software programs, which again, just provides some additional new features, ease of use for the operators. So another good upgrade there. And we're currently in the process of implementing what's called Manager of Managers. What's great about this system is anyone who's visited our control center, and you can see by the picture there, we use a multitude of different tools to monitor the network, and we kind of have a bunch of little sub-networks going on. And so each one of those little sub-networks has their own systems or tools or applications to monitor them. And what this Manager of Managers allows us to do is kind of roll that up into one pane of glass and be able to efficiently kind of see that in a roll-up view when we have alarms. Helps us to pinpoint root cause analysis a little bit quicker than having to dig through thousands of alarms to try to find that root. So we're very excited about that and looking to have that implemented in the upcoming months. The other thing that I would really like to do today is I want to introduce one of our NCC employees. His name is Ernie Valero. Many of you have probably talked to Ernie or had email exchanges with Ernie. Ernie, if you don't mind, if you're on, if you can just give everybody a little hello. He may be busy in the control center, so we'll see if he's able to pop in at some point here. But Ernie's been with us for 21 years. He's been the NCC manager for over 2. Throughout his 21-year experience, he's kind of ran the gamut of different positions, from NCC operator to ADESTA field technician. So his technical knowledge has been so useful in the back room because he has the ability to dig a little bit further than maybe the average operator and be able to assist the technicians and drilling in and finding that root cause of an issue and be able to get the technician to the right site for the right equipment a lot quicker. So that's just been invaluable over the years for Ernie. His primary duties today is that he oversees the day-to-day operations. He provides 24/7, 365 on-call response. He is the lead for subscriber onboarding and alias changing, as well as all those wonderful emails that you guys see when we're doing maintenance. Those are often from Ernie. So he helps coordinate that, get the word out to everybody, work with the vendors, Motorola, ADESTA, CTS, to find out exactly what's going to be impacted and the information that we need to let you guys know, so how you can plan your backups or your day in when we're doing those kind of maintenances. He helps with training of the staff and updating of our protocols. So, and some of Ernie's fun things, he spends a lot of time with his family, loves to golf, bike, and those who know Ernie best know that eating might be one of his favorite pastimes. So again, we're very, very happy to spotlight Ernie. Reach out, say hi to him. Like I said, many of you probably already know him, but he's a great team member, and we're very happy that he's with us. So I'm going to get into the stats now for the system. And one thing I do want to say is the stats I'm presenting this quarter are a little bit different than last stats. But if there's anything in particular that as users you'd really like to know information about the system, please reach out to Scott and Clayton and let them know so that we can incorporate that into these presentations going forward. But what I wanted to focus on this time is I wanted to talk about calls and push-to-talks. So I went back to the 2020 records to look at that, and I know that this is a lot. It's very busy on the screen, but if you look down below it, what these numbers are, you can see the high volume of calls that are going through this system. And you can kind of see that steady trend where over time it's been increasing throughout the year. And I'm going to just kind of break out a little bit of what these different calls are. Call groups are like conversations. So a group call can consist of numerous group push-to-talks. So let's say I'm having a conversation with Clayton on the radio. I'm going to push my push-to-talk, make my statement. He then responds. Those two push-to-talks could make one call. So that's how we kind of look at those different stats. An individual is a private call. Obviously, push-to-talks for consoles are a push-to-talk that's initiated from a console, and a push-to-talk for individuals, again, is a private call initiated by an individual. So that kind of breaks out those stats. Obviously, you'll notice because the private calls, the individual calls are so low, you can't really see the colors on there, but the numbers are listed. So now we're going to bring that into this year and see how that's translated since our last call. Again, you can see this steady trend, January, February, March, how it's just increasing each month. I did put some April stats on there just through part of the month, just to give you guys an idea of kind of where we're sitting so far this month. But, you know, our increase in calls, group calls from December 2020 to March 2021, that was an increase of 9%. Individual, the push-to-talk calls, we actually had a decrease of about 1.2%. When we get into push-to-talk console calls, that was an increase of 16.31%. And again, these are from the December stats to the March stats. Group calls, an increase of 10.39% from December to March. And then our push-to-talk individual calls were down 0.7. So really what I'm looking at here is there's been a lot less private call situations, but a lot more, a much higher increase in just the regular daily business, you know, the actual push-to-talks and the group calls that are going on. I thought it might be fun to take a look at where we're sitting, who's using the system, how the talk groups are kind of getting utilized. And as you can see here, again, this is looking at talk groups by push-to-talk from January 1st through April 16th of this year. And New Britain PD Patrol is leading the way heavily there, followed by Stamford Police, New Britain Fire, Troop H Dispatch 1, and Troop G Dispatch 1. That's our top 5. You can see this kind of on the screen here. This is kind of an average. It's, you know, sloping down, but New Britain is definitely utilizing the system very well. And then if I break it out into airtime, and while one might assume that these two are the same, we actually have some significant differences here. While New Britain PD does still take the lead here, followed by Stamford Police, we'll see that Troop H is actually number 3, followed by New Britain Fire. And then in the 5th place comes up with Waterbury Dispatch 1, and they were 10th on the push-to-talk list. So just kind of shows us the difference between the number of push-to-talks versus how long people are actually talking once they do push the talk. So obviously Troop H is, you know, they like to talk just a little bit longer. And I wanted to finish off with just some information on how you guys can report radio system trouble to the NCC. This is really important. It helps when you guys can come to the call prepared with as much information as possible. This allows us to get that information to the vendor, whether it's Motorola, CTS, or to advise you guys as best as possible if there's a different direction that we need to have the call go. But you need to be prepared to provide the following information: your contact name, agency, how can we reach you, what's your best contact number, and most importantly, specifics of the trouble. What equipment is being affected? Is it just the subscriber radios, mobiles, portables? Is it control stations? Is it consoles? I know a lot of our users are using, or a few of our users using AvTech consoles. So knowing what type of console you're using makes a difference in regards to who's responding. What talk group or channel were you using when the trouble occurred? How long has the trouble been occurring? You know, did it just start, or has it kind of been intermittent throughout the day? These type of items help drive us in the direction that we need to look. I was talking about, we have all these different tools and monitoring devices in the back room. And so we're seeing thousands of alarms a day. If we have a place that we can go to start searching for this information, because sometimes these are a little bit of a needle in the haystack. So that information helps us to find that trouble spot much quicker, get the right vendor there. And what's your current communication status? Are you functioning? Are you on your backups? Are you completely down? That is really, really important to us, because that tells us how, do we need to get a notification out and get you further assistance, or are we just simply dispatching a technician for response? And we'll assess the issue, make the necessary CTS and vendor notifications, and we'll call you back and provide you with a ticket number and periodic updates to keep you informed. Again, if anybody doesn't know our number, it's the 860-685-8008. Call that anytime, 24/7. And just put a little notation here on radio coverage information. A lot of it's very similar, but if you're having a coverage type of issue, we need to know exactly where the location you were when you were having the trouble, exactly what time that occurred, if other people were involved. Again, was it mobile or portable? And what talk group or channel you were on. And again, that specific date and time that trouble occurred is very important. I know Clayton has questions from the users for the end of it. Clayton, I'm not sure if you want to just have people hold any questions regarding this till the end, or if you would like them to ask those questions about how to report system troubles now freely.
Yeah, no, let's move to the end.
Okay, perfect.
And also, if anybody has a question they might forget, you can certainly type it into the chat and we'll get to it at the end as well.
Perfect. So that's it for my presentation. Again, we just want to thank all of the subscribers, the system users. You know, we couldn't do this alone. This is truly a partnership effort. And, you know, we're very thankful for CTS, Motorola, DSET, all of the vendors and customers that help support this. Adesta, you know, it's a big team effort. So thank you.
All right, thanks, Julie. That was very informative. Very much appreciated as well. Again, so this meeting's being recorded. If anybody wants to review this or wants a copy of the slide deck, just let us know, because this is really important information that we want to share with you all. And post-pandemic, we'd like to resume tours in the NCC. So hopefully we'll be able to do that sometime in the near future. We just ask that you bring food for Ernie.
True.
All right. We need to keep him fed and keep him happy for all the wonderful work that he does for us. All right, moving right along. Next on the agenda, Mark Gorka, who's our grants and contract specialist. I'm sure all of you have had some interaction with the MOU at some point or another. He's going to do a status of the MOUs, and he's going to give you a couple of updates that he's been working on as well. So Mark, take it away.
Thank you, Clayton, and good morning. I would share my video, and I just everything froze up, so I had to call in by phone. I'll give you a rundown of, just as Julie has shown, everything is growing on her end. We're pumping out the MOUs very quickly as well, and have a list of newly executed MOUs from East Granby, Montville, Norwich, Plainfield, Westport, East Lyme, Bungay Fire Brigade, Sherman Volunteer Fire Department, South End Volunteer Fire Department in New Hartford, Woodstock Groton Ambulance Association, the Muddy Brook Fire Department, Woodstock Volunteer Fire Association, and the Willimantic Switchboard Fire Chiefs Association have all sent in their MOUs, and we've had them signed. We have 88 signed MOUs. There are 65 that we sent out and currently are being reviewed by our public safety partners. We have 5 that will be signed very shortly by our commissioner. So that will jump up to 90, over 90. And subscriber units that have joined the Land Mobile Radio Network, we've had over 7,500 out of the people who have gone live. 7,500 subscriber units have been added to the network. I'm going to go over a web page that we're going to be releasing very shortly. Before I do that, I just want to remind everybody, anytime you have an increase in your subscriber units, you add a bunch of units to your use, just give us a written a written request, and let us know how many units are being added. This helps our engineers to maintain capacity. I'm going to share screen and show you what the CTS webpage is going to be looking like. I submitted it for review, and they should make it public very, very soon. So this is going to just give you some background information on what CTS does, and part of that is the Land Mobile Radio Network and the benefits of joining, and of course the benefits of having an NCC and all that they do: monitoring, documentation, notification, reporting. We'll have some frequently asked questions posted up there. Who can join the network? Here's I think everybody will find useful if you're doing mutual aid and you want to see who else is live on the network. You can come here and click on a map. We'll keep this updated, and you can quickly look and see, your neighbors are. If it's in blue, they're live on the network, and we'll keep that updated as well. You can break it down by PSAP or Demis region or other public safety partners. This will be updated soon to add Hartford Fire. And if you ever want to go look at the survey results, you can come to the web page and find that here. And if you want to tell your friends about joining the Land Mobile Radio Network, there's a draft of the MOU here posted. They can review it and see how simple 6-page document just outlines the expectations and responsibilities of joining the network. And our contact information is posted on here as well. And that is all I have.
All right, thanks very much, Mark. As you can see, he's not just doing MOUs, he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make your experience better and greater for everybody. So thanks for Mark, and thanks for everything you do. Next on the agenda, we have Scott Wright, our Senior Telecommunications Engineer 2, and he's going to provide everybody with an engineering update. Take it away, Scott.
I just had to admit.
So, hello. I should be in already. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
Fabulous. So, hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. It's been busy, and I know I'm on a lot of people's dartboards, given some of the problems that we've been having with the firmware and software. So I can see that my slide deck is up, so we'll start going through that. And we'll hold questions to the end. So what are